Konnichiwa, Nakamai, I'm your host, Locum23. You're joining me for Choices of Stories to Play Hero, Book 1, Chapter 13, Revelations. The morning sky is still dark as you leave your apartment and hurry across the city to the clock tower. Haven't had that intro in a while, have we? You take the stairs 2 at a time and find Dax and Poppy waiting for you at the top, clearly distressed. Dax, what's going on? What was on the hard drive? You said Silas Prescott is behind everything? Yeah, big time. Look at this. Dax pulls up the contents of the decrypted hard drive on the computer. You sit down at the monitor while Dax and Poppy hover over your shoulder. Dax clicks through the file after file, bringing up top-secret blueprints, chemical analysis, and x-rays of the prism crystal. I don't understand. What am I looking at here? You know how that shipment of liquid prism got stolen? Yeah. Well, it turned out it wasn't really stolen. What are you saying? I don't follow. According to these documents, Silas paid those goons to come in and steal the serum. That way, he'd have plausible deniability when it fell into the hands of the city's criminals. Which is exactly where he wanted it to be. I can't be sure, but I think he's working with shrapnel, Alex. In his communications with Mayhem, he offers to put him in touch with a superpowered associate of his with a paramilitary background. So, those men guarding Mayhem Dynamics, they were shrapnel's guys? Looks that way, and if you ask me, they weren't just there to keep you out. They were there to remind Russell Mayhew exactly who's in charge. This is bad. I can't believe Grayson's dad would do this. We should have known Silas was bad news. He was always been a megalomaniacal, power-obsessed creep. Of course he's behind all this. If only we'd seen it sooner. He's building an army, Alex. The question is, why? World domination, presumably? Knowing Silas, I suspect his plans are more nuanced than that, if only slightly. Well, we all can do is guess for now, but we have more insight into why he's doing this. Maybe we'd be better equipped to stop him. A memory floats to the surface of your brain of your mom warning you to stay away from Silas on the night of Prescott Industries' grand reopening. I think I know someone who might have some answers. I'll be back. I'll be right back. Where you going? Where I always go when I need some solid advice. I'm gonna go talk to my mom. If only that was a thing. That is actually the first time I've ever uttered that out of my mouth in my entire life. Normally everybody comes to me for advice. You talk to the skies, flying across the city to your mom's apartment complex. After a few minutes of knocking, she finally opens the door, blinking sleepily. Alex, what time is it? I just got out of bed. Mom, we need to talk. Now. Rush past Rochelle and sit down at the small round table where she used to serve you breakfast before school each day. Of course, sweetie. Is everything okay? It's so early. I know, I'm sorry, but I need you to tell me everything about your time at Prescott Industries, and I need to know why you warned me to stay far away from Silas Prescott. Rochelle sinks into the chair opposite you, her face full of worry. But why? Why do you need to know this? What's happened, Alex? Because I have to stop him. Stop him? I mean, someone has to stop him. Rochelle looks down at her hands, folded in her lap, and sighs deeply. She gives you a long, searching look. Alex, I'm gonna tell you everything, okay? But once I do, please, please, promise you won't hate me? Hate you? Mom, I could never. Then promise. Please? I promise. Thank you, Alex. 25 years ago, I was working with Silas Prescott on the first prototype of the Prism Gate. We knew that the Prism crystal had immense power, and we were eager to harness it, so to use it for the betterment of all mankind. It wasn't just Silas's vision, it was mine too. I dreamt of a world where everybody was provided for, where no one would ever go hungry. I thought, if we could just find a way to capture the crystal's energy, we could do anything. Make our dreams a reality. Jill sighs again, a shadow passing over her face. But it wasn't that simple. What do you mean? We never stopped to ask ourselves where all this energy was coming from. We just assumed the crystal was the source. But over time, I came to suspect that the crystal was merely a conduit, and that the prism gate was, in fact, a portal. A portal? Yes. Occasionally strange matter would come through the other side. At first it was just stray molecules, then there was dust and soil, even vegetation. None of it matched anything ever found on Earth. You're saying it was from another planet? Not just another planet, another dimension. The atomic structure of these samples was unlike anything we'd ever seen. How so? They weren't carbon-based, they were prism-based. I told Silas we had to stop, that we were meddling with things we didn't understand, but he wouldn't listen. Why not? To understand that, you would have to understand the impact that Helena's death had on him. She was everything to him. And when she died, he was never quite the same. He became obsessed with our work and its potential. It wasn't just about energy applications anymore. It was about transcending nature itself. Unlimited energy was only the first step of his plan. Is that why you left? Yes. And no. You see, Alex, I was alone in the lab one night running tests when something else came through the gate. What? Shell gazes at you intently, her eyes fixed on you. You. What? You feel your throat closing, your heart beating faster in your chest as the walls seem to close in on you. Your head spins and you stand up too quickly, nearly throwing up as the shock overwhelms you and knocks you to your knees. Honey, are you okay? Don't touch me! You cringe away from Rochelle's outstretched hand, your head swimming as you lurch towards the door and stumble out into the hallway of the apartment complex. Alex, wait, please! Voice fades, overwhelmed by the pounding pressure of your blood surging through your skull. You throw open the apartment complex door and soar straight up into the sky, not even bothering to conceal your identity. Tears sting your eyes as you glide over the city you once called your home, your mind racing with strange and unpleasant thoughts. Who am I? Where did I come from, and am I really not human? Days later, you sit in the bed in your apartment, with the lights dimmed and the curtains drawn over the windows. Stacks of unwashed dishes clutter the sink and the kitchen counter. Your phone screen flashes with yet another unread text. Hey, sorry to hear you're sick. Hope you're feeling better soon. We all miss you at the office. Yo, where you been? I need my sidekick. So, I stopped a bank robbery today. It feels weird being on the other side of the law. Thought you might like to know. P.S. Are you okay? How am I gonna tell them? How am I gonna tell anyone? The next day, you're still in bed, watching a news report on your laptop. I'm here live with Northbridge's newest crime-fighting team, Talos and Minute. This dynamic duo has just foiled an attempted robbery on an armored car. Anything to say to the fans at home, heroes? Stay in school. Or don't. School's lame anyway. Whoa, she didn't mean that, kids. School's cool. You feel a smile creep onto your face, then vanish. Good to know Northbridge is safe without me, I guess. That evening, Poppy and Dax ping your group thread yet again. Hey, you know how you've been brooding in your apartment for days and not seeing anyone? That ends tonight. We're coming over. And if you don't open the door, I'm pretty sure I have the necessary chemicals to blow it open. Don't worry, he's kidding. I think? I hope? Classic Dax. But I don't know if I can tell them about this. As promised, Dax and Poppy arrive half an hour later and immediately start pounding on the door. Let us in. Let us in. Don't even try to hide. It's the weekend. We can just sit out here forever. Well, for 2 days at least. Hold your horses. I was just putting on some clothes. You open the door and Poppy and Dax spill into your room, talking over each other in their eagerness to yell at you. Finally! Why haven't you returned any of our calls or texts? Grayson said you're sick, but you don't look sick. For all we know, Silas could have captured you or worse. And why is your place such a mess? Yeah, did you lose a fight with a supervillain made of dirty dishes in here or something? Look, guys. I'm sorry I haven't been responsive lately. I really can't explain why. I just... Never mind. It's just best that you just go, honestly. I'm just not in a hosting mood right now. Too bad, because we're not going anywhere. Not until you tell us what's so awful that you can't share it with your best friends. It's not that simple, Poppy. Sure it is. Why wouldn't it be? Because if I tell you, you won't see me different. You'll see me differently. I find that hard to believe. I've known you for, what, over 5 years now? How could one little thing change all that? Well, it's not exactly a little thing. You walk back into the room and sink onto your couch, and Poppy sits down beside you. Go ahead, Alex. We're here for you, no matter what. You got that? Yeah. Yeah, I got it. You take a deep breath, and the whole story comes tumbling out of you. Dax and Poppy sit by while you explain everything. Your mom's work at Prescott Industries, at Prism Gate, and your true origins. And that's everything. At least, that's everything my mom told me. Although I guess she's not really my mom. I mean, I knew I was adopted, of course, but this is a whole other level of things entirely. So, let me get this straight. You've been sitting alone in your apartment for days, ignoring your friends and feeling sorry for yourself, all because you're an alien? I'd be thrilled to learn something like that. For one, if what your mom says is true, that's undeniable proof that aliens are real. Dax? Plus, if I was an alien, I'd finally know why I'm so weird and awkward and not like everybody else. I'm not an alien. At least, not technically. My mom said I was just from another dimension. That's even better. Now we have proof that alternate dimensions are real. Dax, I guess it's kinda cool. Kinda. Right? Man, we gotta get you to the lab. I can't believe I didn't take a tissue sample from you earlier. What is it with you and studying people, Dax? Alex is our friend, not a test subject. Right. Sorry. I guess I got a little carried away, huh? It is the scientist in him. I do not blame him. It would be the scientist in me, too. I'd be like, oh my god, can you fly? How much can you lift? Look, Alex, I can see why you were nervous about sharing this with us, and I understand why you feel like this changes things. But I'm telling you, it doesn't. At least not to me. So, what if you came from another dimension? When I look at you, I don't see an alien or a person from another dimension, or even a superhero. I see my best friend. That hasn't changed since you got superpowers, and it's not gonna change now. Bobby, you're the best. I'm sorry I didn't trust you guys. I should have known that. That you wouldn't be scared or freaked out or whatever. It's just that I am, you know, it's like everything I thought was true just isn't. I don't even know who I am anymore. Of course you do. You're Locum. Now, clearly there's more to you than previously thought, and naturally I'm intrigued by the concept of a prism dimension. But I'll tell you what I always tell myself when I'm trying to fall asleep and start worrying about the veracity of lived experiences in the context of a limitless multiverse. What? I mean, it's already terrifying that time and space are infinite, and it's also infinite dimensions. Well, what point is there in doing anything ever? You guys not worry about that? Not... Well, hold on. Okay, so for me... Yes. Actually, I have most of my life. I always needed to be doing something. Like, I always had to be doing something. I can't sit idle. I'm sorry, when I was in school, in elementary, middle school, high school, I had to be doing something. If I wasn't, I was one of those kids that was a nuisance to the teacher and certain students. And I would be up, I would be rowdy, I would be energetic, I would... And that would be me. And I had to, and as I got older, I learned that I needed to be constantly active, constantly doing things, constantly, you know, and there are nights where I can't get to sleep because a lot's on my mind. So freaky, right? Like, once you start thinking about it, it's impossible to stop. Maybe you could skip the nihilism and get to the words of comfort, Dax? Right. Basically, this is your life. You grew up here in Northbridge. Rochelle is your mom, and Poppy and I are your friends. Who cares that there are other dimensions? Who cares that this isn't the one you were born in? This is where you've lived the majority of your life. As far as I'm concerned, that makes this dimension, specifically this planet, this country, and this city, your home. Aw, Dax. I'm glad that ended up going somewhere. I got a little worried about, 20 minutes in your lecture. Hey, it was not that long. Oh, I see, you were kidding. Hilarious. Thanks, Dax. That was actually really comforting. I got a little lost there, but I think I liked it. But I have no idea what you just said. It was comforting. Glad I could help. Poppy reaches over and pats your hand gently. Feeling better? Starting to. Thanks a lot, guys. Sorry I've been so evasive. Don't be sorry. This is a lot to absorb. I don't blame you for wanting a little space. I'm just glad you finally let us in. That's what really matters. Poppy smiles and pulls you into a tight hug. Get in here, Dax. Oh, is this a group hug? Make way, I'm coming in. Okay, I think this hug has gone on long enough. Not quite. How about now? Poppy finally releases you and Dax. You sigh with relief. Alright, group hug achieved. Great work, team. You two dorks really do deserve each other. What's that supposed to mean? Never mind. Oh, that reminds me. Now that you're done moping around in here, there are a couple people who really like to see you. Grayson, Kenji, and Ava miss you. Spend time with each of them to take your relationships to the next level. And remember, you can choose more than one. I like how they had to add that in there. So, one, I'm sorry, unless I was playing a female superhero. Those two are out of the question. Eva. No, you almost thought I was going to do it, didn't you? Look for Diamond Edition. I almost did. I almost wanted to. It's one of those days. You step into the clock tower and for the first time in days, immediately feel a weight lifted from your shoulders. Kind of like the fact I need a drink and I have like 1 ounce of liquid left in my drink and I don't know how long this is going to go. Oh boy. You step into the clock tower for the first time in days. Okay. I thought I had clicked that away. How's it feel, being back, I mean? It feels right. Of course it does. You're a hero, Alex. You're our hero. Nothing can ever change that. Remember? Thanks, Poppy, and I'm sorry again that I didn't tell you guys sooner, or explain better, or... No need to apologize, Alex. Just do me a favor, will you? What's that? Don't leave me alone here with Poppy again. I don't think I can take much more of her singing. Hey. Just kidding. Sorta. Jerk. You look from Dax to Poppy and feel yourself starting to smile. Well, I'm glad to see you two haven't changed. Now, enough about the past, it's time to look forward. Sure thing, boss. What's the mission? What else? Stopping Silas Prescott before he can take over Northbridge. Or the world. And, what if he doesn't want to be stopped? Then, I'll make him wish he never messed with my city. Ooh, I think I just got chills. Locum is back, baby. You bet I'm back. Dax, get my suit ready. I'm gonna go have a word with my boss. You pull on your suit and fly across the city. It's not a suit, it's a damn hoodie. Anyway, towards Prescott Industries, the moon rising behind the gleaming golden tower while Silas awaits. You got this, Alex. Mom and I'll be right here if you need any intel. Be careful in there, though. He could have some superpowered henchman with him for all we know. I'll be careful, don't worry. They should be worried. So I'm curious why you didn't bring Kinji and Minute. Very interesting. I'll be careful. Don't worry. I feel like this is like Superman when he flew to Lex Luthor and he confronted him. I feel like that's what's about to happen. Hey, you're coming up on the tower now. Why aren't you landing? I'm skipping the elevator ride. Huh? You see yourself reflected in the glass as you streak towards the window of Silas Prescott's top floor office. With a resounding crash, you bring your legs up in front of you and kick straight through the glass. You land in a crouch amidst the scattered spray of glass shards and draw yourself up to your full height, your fists clenched at your side. Silas Prescott, we need to talk. Holy crap, Alex! That was awesome. Silas holds up one finger for silence as he finishes reading a memo on his desk, then looks up, a faintly amused expression on his face. I'd hope we're gonna talk about how you plan to compensate me for my broken window. That's not exactly what I had in mind. Well then, what would you like to discuss? Why don't we start with your plan? Use the stolen liquid prism to build yourself an army of supers and take over the city. Ah, yes then. I figured you'd come after me eventually. In fact, I counted on it, Alex. Yeah, he knew your secret identity. I'm not really surprised at all by that. I'm not. So with that being said, hope y'all did enjoy. Feel free to check out the Rules of Engagement finale that is up on my channel. We'll be working on the sophomore Halloween special as well as the It Lives in the Woods, I believe is the name of it. Working on that and getting that uploaded as soon as possible. I'm going to take a little break real quick, though, get something to drink, rest my voice a little. And, like I said, I hope you all did enjoy the content. You know what to do. Also, if you want to follow me on social media or support me and my channel, there's a couple links down in the description. And until next time, stay well, stay awesome, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.